Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show that shall not be named, where I do a drawing and try to explain what I'm thinking. I am drawing the Cyber Wizards Tech Tower today, which I will explain in a little bit more detail later. And I'm just starting out by drawing some disc shapes. They're like flat, like squat cylinders, and then longer cylinders coming down for the base there, and then drawing some cylinders coming up and meeting at a sphere, like curving them. And then, yeah, just drawing little dealy bops and greeblies and gibbets and, whatever you want to call them. And then, yeah, just kind of adding stuff to the pile as I go. That's how I like to approach these, castle, tower, structure drawings or whatever. I was looking at some Akira art, got inspired by that. What is that genre? Is that cyberpunk? I think that's like original cyberpunk. Maybe. Or maybe not original, but like, old school cyberpunk. But yeah, I dig it. It's fun to draw. It lets me go nuts with the details, which I really like to do. And yeah, but yeah, I'm just sketching out I kind of went a little bit crazy with the pencil sketch. I was actually at this point, I was kind of thinking about just doing the whole drawing in pencil and just being like, hey, here's a pencil drawing. But I switch over to the pens here in a little bit, and I could go either way. I like drawing in pencil, but the fountain pens are something just so satisfying and smooth about them. It's just, they're fun to draw with. But I really like to draw with anything. If it's can make a mark, I'm down. Yeah, I'm just sketching in, adding some cylinders to the top here and some tubes, whatnots, who's-y what's-its. Trying to come up with good names for the little gizmos and stuff. Just like, I like nonsense words. It's fun. And then, yeah, here's the pen. I'm starting with the fine nib and doing the outlining. Lots of contour lining and texturing and stuff on this one. Just tons of it, especially in the pedestals. I was imagining they were like made out of stone and like, kind of this thing like generates its own like anti-gravity field or something and, pulled itself out of the ground. And that's just like the stone bits just being ripped out. And then there's, I added some little pipes and stuff coming out the bottom there. Just, the plumbing or whatever. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's cool. It looks cool. But yeah, this is the concept for this is part of. I kind of have this like world in my brain that I've been, I don't know, just letting fester, and I want to use it to eventually make a comic book or a comic strip or something, but it's kind of a combination of, fantasy and sci-fi was the idea. I know it's been done before, but I kind of have some little unique twists I was thinking about adding in there. This is going to be the Cyber Wizards Tower. Like there'd be a character who's like a wizard, but he uses technology, and this would be his like lair or base or whatever. So that was kind of the idea. It's It's not too complicated, but yeah, I'm thinking about doing the comic and just doing some strips or whatever. I was actually talking to my dad. He said, "What?" Because I was saying I don't really know what to write about. Like when you think about writing, at least when I think about it, it's like this big epic thing, and something that's going to take a ton of time and whatever. But he suggested just doing some short strips, little short stories, and I like that idea, so I might toy with it. I don't know how confident I would be doing it for YouTube, but we'll see. I might mess around with some character design and stuff on here. And just, baby steps, like start with some character design, start with some structures and stuff like that. And then once I've drawn all those, then I can start incorporating those into like an actual comic strip. So, but yeah, if you guys are interested in any of that, in seeing that, just let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to try it out at least. What's the worst that can happen? But yeah, so I finished up the outline. I did an erase real quick just to get rid of some excess pencil, and then here's the extra fine nib. I'm just coming through and doing some hatching, trying to focus on the direction of the light source and keeping it balanced, that 1/3 highlight, 1/3 mid-tone, and then 1/3 shadow. So, obviously it's going to be more shadowing on the lower left-hand side and then less on the top right. And yeah, with the hatching, I like to follow contours and stuff where I see them and all that. It's actually something I picked up on from, well, multiple places, but Bernie Wrightson's cross hatching is amazing, or his hatching and cross hatching. And he does this thing where he follows not only the contour of the surface of the object, but also the hatching goes towards the light source, almost like as if the light rays themselves were like dividing the shadow, if that makes sense. If you want to see what I'm talking about, if you type in Bernie Wrightson, Wrightson, and Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein, you'll see some cool drawings he did for, I honestly don't even know what it was for. Was it a comic, or I've just seen the drawings. Like, he was a comic book artist, so, but some of his hatching and stuff is just amazing. He did a really cool xenomorph drawing too, which, well, he's done a few, but that were just, the guy's incredible. Well, he was. I think he passed away, unfortunately, but happens to the best of us, and the worst of us, I guess, all of us, eventually. But yeah, so I'm just coming through, more hatching, more details, more contours. And then it started getting a little darker over here than I wanted, but, or at the time anyways, I was planning on like darkening this in later. So I just went ahead and rolled with it. And then I'll come through in a little bit with the fine nibbed fountain pen and start doing the cross hatching here. Because I hadn't intended to start the crotch the cross hatching just yet. The crotch hatching. Yeah, until now. See, now I grabbed the fine nib, and I'm just coming through cross hatching over the extra fine stuff to get that darker tone. And, put down some shadows and stuff like that. This is actually one of the longer drawings I've done in a while. This was over 4 hours worth of drawing. I was kind of dilly-dallying and taking my time. I was feeling casual today, so no big deal. But yeah, very time-consuming for a drawing that's, 6 inches tall. I want to do some larger scale stuff on, some big sheets of, 11 by 17 or whatever, but I can't even imagine how long it would take me to get through an 11 by 17 sheet of paper now. It'd take me like a week just to do one drawing, which, could be cool, go all out. I've also been thinking about doing some real-time stuff. If anyone's interested in that, let me know. Just so I can show off how I do hatching and cross-hatching, in real time, so you can actually see what I'm doing, because I know it goes by pretty quick on here. And yeah, it might be nice, might be helpful. The only thing with real time that I kind of, my hesitation with it really is that I have a hard time talking over a 13-minute video. I can't imagine trying to talk over, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But we'll see. Yeah, and I'm just coming through here, adding in some background. I did some clouds and some, texture hatching in the sky there. Just to kind of make it look like it's floating. Just leaving some negative space in between those. Those like groups of hatching. That makes sense. Am I still speaking English? Well, yeah, and leaving it kind of bright in the center is like a vignette. It makes it kind of stand out a little bit. And then here I'm coming through and bulking up the outline. I decided to do the entire outline in one pen stroke just because I thought it'd look cool. And I think it does kind of look cool. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon. And I will see you all in the next one. All right, bye.